Hello. I want to share something very briefly on unforgiveness. Um, I have been reflecting on what is causing most of our problems, especially on our relationships, even with ourselves, where some people even commit suicide. And unforgiveness is a problem that has even that has made many people even to be physically sick and they have ended up in hospital. Unforgiveness is simply a state of persistent resentment and bitterness and anger towards someone who wronged you or who did something wrong to you. Unforgiveness uh, causes mental, emotional, and physical distress in our life. When you look at unforgiveness, you realize that it is marked by feelings of bitterness, anger, hatred, and demand for retribution. Mentally, individuals with unforgiveness may find themselves constantly replaying or ruminating the hurtful events in their minds, and this can lead to mental and emotional exhaustion. In fact, some have even led to depression. Physically, it has been established that unforgiveness causes what we call psychosomatic diseases. These include depression because it is associated with stress. It is associated with blood pressure. It is associated with heart disease. And mostly it's also associated, as I've said, with depression. That is not the only harmful effect of unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is the major cause of relational strains. It damages relationships, causing divisions, causing divorce, causing separations, causing emotional distancing, causing relational problems. And this is in all the areas. It can be in the church, it can be in your workplace, it can be in the family, between spouses or parents and their children, or between you and your neighborhood. So it makes reconciliation of relationship very difficult. Spiritually, unforgiveness is a barrier for spiritual growth or breakthrough. In fact, if you read the prayer, the Lord's Prayer, Jesus taught the disciples on how to pray. And he was telling them that when you pray like this, that Father, forgive our sins as we forgive others. The Lord's Prayer is very clear. You can read the book of Matthew 16:14 to 15. And therefore, it's a clear indication that you cannot have spiritual breakthrough when your heart is calling unforgiveness. Listen to me honestly speaking. Unforgiveness is a form of prison. Is a self-imposed bondage or a prison. You imprison yourself. You will never have the freedom. And therefore, the individual remain trapped by their own feelings, and you are unable to let go the past or find contentment. That's why you keep on ruminating. And the person who suffers because of unforgiveness, it is not the people who offended you. It is you who is unable to let it go. That is why it is important at this particular moment that you learn about forgiveness. Learn about forgiveness. Learn about it. Holding to unforgiveness is like drinking poison. Get me right. It's like drinking poison, hoping or expecting that the other person will die. Let me tell you the truth. The person who will die is you. It is you who will be depressed. It is you who will be suffering stress. It is you who will have high blood pressure. It is you who will suffer. And that is why I'm saying this, that holding to unforgiveness is simply like deliberately deciding to drink poison. Simply deciding to drink poison. And that is why it harms you. And therefore, I want to remind you, the deeper one carries unforgiveness, the deeper its roots go, making it increasingly difficult to let go and find healing. What is the way out, my brother, my sister? One, you must make a deliberate decision. You must make a conscious decision to let it go, to release the heart, to release the anger, to release that resentment and that bitterness. You must agree to put a hole in that balloon and let that air of poisonous emotions come out so that you can be able to live happily and enjoy. Remember, forgiveness will not change what has happened. It is true people have offended you, and I want you to go and read the story of Joseph in the Bible. He met very many people in his life who did very many wrong things to him, from his own brother to the wife of the Potiphar's and many others. But remember, I love his testimony at the end. When he was successful, when the dream was achieved, the brothers who were suffering guilt came to him and they were pleading for forgiveness. And this is what he told them, that my brothers, I have nothing wrong with you. You never did me any wrong. I was in the plan of God. In other words, it means he did not harbor bitterness. He did not harbor resentment. He gave himself freedom to heal so that he can enjoy the happiness, that peace of God which were promised in the Bible. And therefore, it will not change what happened. That did not change the history. The truth of the matter is that they did hurt him. They did all what they did to him. But now he decided not to carry the grudges. He decided to give himself freedom to heal from within. Forgiveness, therefore, promotes healing, both physically, it heals you emotionally, it will heal you physically, it will heal your relationships, it will heal you mentally. And that's why I want you to take this very, very seriously. As I conclude, let me say this, that unforgiveness hurts you more than the other people who offends you. And therefore, give yourself happiness. Decide to have peace by simply forgiving and letting go the hurts. You will enjoy your life better than ever. Thank you as you purpose to forgive yourself, forgive others, so that you can have the peace and the joy that you need to lead this life. Thank you.